Welcome to Becoming Awesome with Peter D. channeling his sacred higher self.
So what do you call an authentic skeleton? Bona fide. Hey, beautiful souls. I'm going to be speaking today about authenticity, the importance of that for your ascension. It's going to be quite wonderful. I'll be channeling my sacred higher self. Before I do, please know this is a discussion. Put your comments below. Let's find out about how authenticity works in your life. And here we go. Those blessed souls. Oh. We are so happy that Peter can step aside at these moments just because of the connection. He feels it too. And he's like, oh, why is it that I'm not stepping aside all the time to be in connection with people? It's just the learning curve of where we are going as a planet. And he's doing that and he's feeling it. And we hope you use these videos as an opportunity to take just a breath and let your sacred self in. Make that connection, whether it's through this video or not, or through another person or not. It doesn't matter. Just let the connection in, because this is your true essence. And it is magnificent and delicious to be around. Now, Peter has asked us today to speak about authenticity. And we have several points we wish to cover about this. The first is the importance of being able to receive love. The more you hide who you are, the less you allow yourself to be loved. Because you'll always know deep down inside, yeah, if they only knew this about me, then they wouldn't love me. So we keep our secrets buried, and we don't really show who they are, who we are. And therefore, whatever love we get is distant, because that doubt is always there. If you'd know who I was, you wouldn't love me. So the most important reason for being authentic is it's going to allow you a deeper sense of being loved. So it's not like you need to tell everybody your flaws. Channel Peter's laughing because when he went into AA decades ago and got sober, he thought he just needed to lead with, "Hi, I'm Peter and I'm really broken and these are horrible things about me." And of course, it would just scare people away. And that's not what we're talking about at all. In fact, what we're talking about is find at least one or two people that you're close to and let them know everything. You don't have to give them all the details, but you have to give them a sense of what happened and how you felt about it. That is your truth. That is your truth. So if you can do that, then you know that the people you're closest to will love you for who you are. And what will happen is if you have a good people that you pick as your friends, you're going to find that they're just touched, that one, you trust them, and two, they may share their own secrets with you and build that bond closer. And if they don't respond this way, then you may want to consider who are your friends, who are your beloveds. Do they love you, or do they love some image in their head of what you should be, which is not authentic, which so many of us strive to be this image of what we should be. Now, in Peter's life, this comes out in many different ways. He's been pretty good about closing the gap between what's really going on inside him and what he presents to the outside world. And it never ceases to amaze him that so many people find his honesty refreshing. I mean, Peter will be in his head thinking, "Oh my God, I can't say this. This is just horrible. It's embarrassing." And yet the people he says it to find him endearing, right? So he's sitting there meeting somebody who's beautiful. Let's just use the sex dynamic because that's something that many of us have experience with. And Peter, of course, was many twisted in his growth and approach to it. So he'll meet a beautiful woman, let us say, and he'll find attraction to that. And he'll be being polite and nice to her. And yet on the inside, his mind will be running with all the horrible trainings and thoughts about women that he was programmed with. And so he'll just observe that and wonder, how can this woman love me? And yet he'll let it both take place, that he realizes, oh, I can be a horrible person and still be loved. Then he just starts with the judgment of cursing himself, being a horrible person. Then as he gains trust, he lets people know what's going on in his interaction with them. And then they love him even more for that. You know, it's not been uncommon for him in his life to walk up to somebody and go, oh my God, you're really hot. I just need to kind of like leer at you for a second so I can get that out of my system. And then he can get it out of his system, and his mind's not going on and on. And they're just flattered by it for the most part. And they laugh and become friends. And he's had that happen a lot. And he just doesn't know, how can they accept me when I'm this way? He does this many times. He has sponsored a community. And this is kind of a plug for it. So he's happy authentically. He wants us to plug it. So we're plugging it. He and his wife have created a community where people get together and they meditate. And it's beautiful. Huge levels of consciousness are downloaded and shared because they've created a group consciousness. And he'll tell people, well, yeah, you know, I'm doing this because 1, I want your money. And 2, it's a really good thing to do. So here it's available to you. And they just laugh and happily pay the $18 a month and get what they get out of it. And Peter's not ashamed to shamelessly say, this is my motivation. This is what I want out of this. And then he gets it. So that's the authenticity thing. It's surprising to him. It'll be as surprising to you that the more you are authentic, the more you're going to be greeted with authenticity and received with love. People write in comments to these videos all the time. Peter reads them. Oh, wow, these people say nice things about me. Holy cow. And then he'll go off into whatever curmudgeon-y mind spin he goes off to and come back and read these beautiful things. And it's not like he's getting the beautiful comments that you give to help him get out of those mind things. But it's interesting to him that he can be in both places at once. I am loved for being authentic, and I got elements of a crappy person in me. And I'm happy because this is me, God. So that is the first thing we wish to say, is that you will not be able to fully receive love until you let your authenticity flow. Okay? Be who you are. Now, the second point we wish to talk about is lying. It's okay to lie, as long as you don't lie to yourself and God. Whatever you choose to do with your interactions with people is going to be how you choose, and you'll know what that is, and you'll get the results from it. But never, ever, ever lie to yourself or God. Know why you do what you do, and let your divine see you for who you are. And they can't help but love you because you're a fractal of the divine. So whatever judgment you've put in, oh, this is bad or this is terrible. No, the divine just thinks you're precious, like we always do when we connect with you, because it's your true essence. So be truthful, all right? You know, if you really want miracles and you're feeling broken and sad, go to God and give him all the broken and sadness you got. You'll get drinking. You'll be received. So if you choose to tell a person a lie, don't lie to yourself. In other words, know why you're telling the lie. Oh, I want them to see me this way. I want to see them that way. Or no, I want to get this out of them. Or I want to use this person, or whatever it is. There's no right or wrong in this game anymore. It's just, are you okay with your relationship with God? And if you choose then to lie to other people, and you do it by not lying to yourself, you're aware. Awareness is always the first step. Awareness is the last step. You're aware. You're going to say, oh, this doesn't feel right to use this other person. Or, oh, you know, I'm trying to get this from this person by putting this front on, and maybe that's not a good strategy. You see, you're going to start to catch yourself in your lies, being honest about why you lie to yourself. Not that you lie to yourself. You don't lie to yourself. Being honest why you lie to other people with yourself. And then you're going to just start changing to the patterns that are going to be more conducive to you, which are going to be the first thing we talked about, which is be authentic. Yeah. So there you have it. Permission. Never lie to yourself. Never lie to God. And then whatever you do to other people or with other people, that's your choice. And if you're not lying to yourself, you'll know immediately the emotional response. You'll know what your mind is telling you, why to do that. And you'll start to grow from, oh, do I really want to carry that around anymore? Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. It's a freedom. And it's yours. So that's the second point we wish to make. The third point we wish to make is claim your significance. This is something that is misunderstood by many, many people. We're taught by our teachers and controllers, be humble. Well, what does that mean, be humble? You see, being human means you have an innate craving for significance. You're a fractal of God, you're powered by God, which of course is as significant as it gets. Then you're in this humanity expression, in this density, and you want to be recognized. You see it in your kids. Hey, Mom, look at me. I'm going to stand on one leg now. Hey, Mom, look at me. I cooked something. Hey, Mom, look at this trick on my bike. Right? You know what I'm saying. That's how it is with kids. Well, why is it as adults we stop wanting to be recognized? Oh, that's not grown up. And it just basically shuts down your desire of who you are. The exercise that this channel did was to keep a notebook for 24 hours and write down everything he did and why he wanted the outcome for what he was doing. Not just what he was doing, write down why he's doing everything. What did he want to get out of it? And the outcome he saw was that he did everything for significance. Everything. Now, it may not be the only reason you do things, but it's always part of what you do. You can be the best mom in the world. You want to protect your kids and give them a great, childhood so they can grow up into fabulous human beings. You want that. And you want to be recognized as, wow, you're a good mom. You're a good dad. That's there too. Be honest with it. And until you're used to claiming your significance, in other words, being authentic, right? Then you just need to kind of throw it in conversations. This is what the channel Peter did for years and drove his friends crazy. They were still his friends though, and they loved him. Go figure. He would sit there and say whatever he was saying. And then he'd say, and I'm telling you that because I want you to like me. He would just admit it to them. And just like in this channel here, he's in the background going, oh, come on, say it. And so we're going to say it, right? Peter is giving you these teachings because he wants you to think he's smart and he's wise and he's special because he's got some great connection and everything. Even though this is all available to you and he's teaching it so you can have it, he still wants to be put up there on that pedestal and go, oh, yay, Peter, you're somebody, you're special. Look at you channel. Okay? You just admit you're craving for significance. When you do it, it gets out of the way. It's no longer driving you. You see, if you don't admit you're craving for significance, you're going to find maybe, for most of us, checking in right now, probably 90+% of the planet, will have unconscious programs where they're trying to do something in order to compensate for some failure that was perceived in their childhood where they weren't recognized either by a teacher or a parent or a friend, or when they competed at an event and they didn't win, because in our culture we do winning as opposed to just being magnificent in whatever your art or performance is, or your competition or sport is. So many people have the unconscious program running of, oh, if I just do this, they'll recognize my significance. And then, of course, you're not doing it from clear motives anymore, right? It's the unconscious program. And so it gets kind of sticky and nasty. And then it creates events around you to reflect back the original pain of not having it because you didn't clear it, right? Anything unexpressed attracts more energy to it to try to break it loose. Anything fully expressed returns to bliss. So if you have these moments from your childhood where you weren't recognized, and most of us do, then you go out and do things unconsciously to try to get recognition, but the unconscious program is trying to create the failure as well, so you'll have the pain to experience to finally release it and be clear, and you just go from error to error and mess up to mess up in your life and your career and your relationships. Whereas, if you claim your significance, I'm doing this because I want you to recognize me. You'll immediately be shown where it is you haven't been recognized in your past. And you can then clear it. And once it's clear, you may or may not choose to do that activity anymore to try to get that recognition. You may be complete with it. So you'll move on to something else that's more satisfying and more fulfilling. Or you'll just do that activity for the joy of doing it and the beauty of creating it. But it's no longer driven by the unconscious program because you understand you're doing it for significance. So this is within all of us. Claim your significance. The method could work for you. The two things we discussed are just keep a notebook for 24 hours. And everything you do, everything. Watch the TV, play a video game, talk to a friend, write a memo at work, cook a dinner. Write down, notice, and write down. What significance do I want here? Do I want any here? And be honest with yourself. You're going to find that. And then the second thing is, let other people know. I'm doing it because I want this outcome. And then once you do that, cards are on the table. You can't hide from the unconscious program anymore. You'll immediately go into clearing if you allow it. It's a very, very good growth tool. So there you have it. Our reflections on authenticity. The first one is, don't be surprised that the more authentic you are, the more people around you love you, despite you being authentic about things that you may be ashamed about or that you may feel are judgmental. People will notice there's just something loving about you because you're not blocking that energy. So source is coming through, so of course you're loving. The second thing is, it's okay to lie, but never ever lie to yourself or lie to God. Always be clear about what you're saying and why, what you're doing and why. And you'll understand, you'll clear very quickly. And God's going to love you either way. It doesn't really matter. But when you're direct with God, then you're open and you receive the connection and the input rather than having to break through the lies because you're keeping it dense and out of your consciousness because you're not aware of it. And the third thing is, understand that because you're human, you have a craving for significance. And just own it. It's part of your humanity. And whatever you do it well. Do it to serve people. Do it to help people. And recognize that you want to be recognized in the process of doing it. We love you so much. Okay, there you go. My higher self once again is bearing my soul out for all of you to see. Oh yeah, this is me. And of course I want you to love me. So put all the love heart comments below. Yep, that's kind of how it works. Yeah. All right. There's nothing else I can add to that. Thank you so much. Remember, comments go below. Whether or not they're about your claiming significance or feeding my significance, put your comments below. Let's have a discussion. And please like, subscribe, and hope that this message has helped you in your spiritual path. I know for me, the more I've claimed my significance, the more I'm just in flow. I think one of the reasons why I can channel the way I do is there's not a lot of blockages because I'm honest about what it is I'm doing and why I'm doing stuff. You know, even the service of channeling for you. I want to get 500,000 YouTube subscribers. I want to get liked and subscribed and turn this into an ongoing income stream for me. Oh yeah, I'm totally all over that. And I happen to do service while I'm doing it. And I get this job where, you know, it's kind of funny. I used to do public speaking for a living, and I told people it was the best job ever because I'd fly all over the country, go to interesting places, get to say whatever I wanted to say. And then most of my clients were women, and they would hand me checks after they clap for me. So I'm a double Leo. I was like the best job ever. But whether you're a double Leo or not doesn't matter. What matters is, are you authentically doing what you are doing? Are you understanding your role for significance in it? Are you allowing yourself to be totally honest with your divine and yourself, not lying? And then just you get to receive all the love that's out there because people will just feel there's a certain quality about you. And my wish is that you have that. Blessings. Okay, gang. Catch you soon. Bye.